Free speech under fire. How restrictions threaten informed citizenship. Bell. Chill. Good evening. In recent years, we've seen notable examples of speech restrictions, some from government actions, others from broader social and regulatory pressures. Thomas Massie said in a speech on the floor of the House on July 10, 2023, that conservatives and other critics of big tech face censorship on platforms that shape public discourse. Likewise, in late 2025, the U.S. State Department barred 5 Europeans from entering the United States, accusing them of pressuring tech firms to censor American viewpoints online, particularly under laws like the European Union's Digital Services Act, which some Americans describe as a form of extraterritorial censorship. Across the Atlantic, critics have pointed to convictions in France of individuals for online harassment and false claims about public figures, where defendants have argued that their comments were satire and that the sentences threaten free speech. In the United Kingdom and Europe more broadly, public policies like the Online Safety Act and hate speech laws have been criticized by figures such as Nigel Farage and others who argue these policies chill dissent and criminalize controversial expression. Here at home, the arrest of an activist at Columbia University in 2025, Mahmoud Khalil, under an executive order targeting anti-Semitism, has raised substantial debate about whether government is using broad statutes to chill political speech on campus. And in schools and universities across the country, the American Civil Liberties Union reports expanding censorship campaigns that remove books, silence educators, and ban discussion of certain subjects. These incidents are not hypothetical. They are recent, documented, and debated publicly. Why does this matter? Free speech is the lifeblood of a functioning democracy, not an optional extra. In a republic, citizens must be able to hear competing ideas, challenge orthodoxy, and engage in open debate if we are to make informed decisions when we vote. If certain voices are silenced or penalized, whether by government mandates, regulatory forces, or coercive social pressure, the electorate cannot fairly assess policies or leaders. Without the ability to speak truth to power, abuses of power go unseen. When strong opinions are shut down rather than confronted, public discourse becomes a pasture for polished narratives, not truth. Moreover, free speech enables the search for truth itself. Philosopher John Stuart Mill taught that even false ideas have value. If we hear them, we can rebut them and sharpen our understanding of truth. Conversely, if ideas are suppressed, we lose the chance to correct our own errors. This collision of adverse opinions is critical to knowledge and to civic competence. When citizens lack access to unfiltered information, when dissent is labeled dangerous or disfavored, voters cannot make informed choices. They are left with partial narratives and restricted debate. That chills civic participation and, over time, erodes trust in democratic institutions. This isn't just about tolerance of unpopular opinions. It's about safeguarding the process by which societies determine what is factual, what is just, and what policies will define the future. When speech is under attack, whatever the justification, democracy is at risk of devolving into a managed discourse, one in which truth is determined by power, not inquiry. Free speech means the right to offend, the right to challenge conventional wisdom, the right to critique leaders and policies without fear of disproportionate reprisal. That principle must endure not only in law, but in practice. The vitality of our democracy depends on it.